Everyone tells you that the best investment you can make is investing in yourself, that you can simply not go wrong.
By far the best investment you can make is in yourself.
So you could invest that grand in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
Put the money into you.
This is why you need to invest in yourself.
Well, I'm here to say that just like there is bad investment in the stock market as well as in the real estate, there is in fact such a thing as bad investment in yourself. For me, unfortunately, that bad investment cost me around $14,000 in a master's degree. In this video, I want to walk you through that mistake. I want to show you why that was a mistake, and I want to give you practical steps on how to make sure you don't make the same mistake in your career. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Cindy. I studied at 4 different universities, graduated from Imperial College, and I'm currently a manager at Adidas. I know how it feels to be lost out there, not knowing what to study, not knowing what career to follow, because I've been there. And this is exactly why I make these videos, because I want to help students as well as young professionals like you to avoid the same mistakes I made. And hopefully this will allow you not only to save years, but also lots of money in the process of building the dream career. So before going into why was this a $14,000 mistake and also how to make sure that you don't make this mistake, I want to start from the beginning. At that point in my career, I've literally just did 1 year of working after finishing my bachelor. And I was looking for a master's degree. And to be honest with you, I've been looking for a master's degree for quite some time and nothing was really connecting with me. So that happened during pandemic and I was like, what a better situation to be in than being stuck at home and having the opportunity to actually start studying again. And I've pressured myself. I pressured myself to just start a master's degree. So I came across University of Glasgow. I've done my research. I've checked modules, I like the subjects, and then I found out that actually the brother of a friend of mine studies there, was currently studying there. So then I called him and I was like, hey, can you give me any input on how does the university operate? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Are they good professors? Like what's the vibes? Like, what do you like about the university and what don't you like? And the thing is that he said actually really great things about the university. He liked the professors. He felt like now with the pandemic, it was a bit of a pain to deal with the entire studying online. And he was actually one of the people that recommended me to do anyways the program online, considering that they were better prepared to give that type of degree anyhow. So I went for it. Now fast forward, the truth is I hated it. A semester in, I was asking, what am I doing? This is not for me. And the thing is that there's nothing wrong with the university. Actually, University of Glasgow is a great university, but it's a perfect university for a student that wants to build an academic career. And that wasn't me. I wanted to study marketing because that was something that I've worked for a year and I enjoyed it a lot, but I didn't want to be in an academic world. So that was an issue because every single thing that we did was preparing you for a PhD. Like the type of projects we did, like I kid you not, I never read such a dry studies in my entire life because I was used to case studies and that was something I enjoyed. Also was not aligned with where I wanted my career to go. I wanted to be in corporate. I wanted to work in certain companies. That was just not the type of master's degree that would allow me to get there. And that leads me beautifully to the mistake number 1. And honestly, one of the most common mistakes, which is lack of clear why. Why are you doing this master's degree? And the reason I'm saying common mistake, because I would say most of people just do a master's degree because that's the right thing to do. And I know that because I've been approached by many younger people that tell me, oh Cindy, I'm going to do my master's degree. And I ask them, why? What's the goal? What are the subjects? What are you trying to achieve with this? And they just go blank. Like it's like a panic in their face. Like, oh my God, I actually don't know any of these answers, or maybe I would know one. And I know that position because I've been there. I already knew before doing this master's degree that I wanted a career in sportswear. That's the reason I actually quit my first job. I wanted a career in sportswear, but honestly, that was not specific enough. I needed to know how and why this master's degree would get me there. And if you don't know your why, don't you worry, I have you covered. done another video where I go through the steps on how to find your why. Definitely check it out if you're in that point that you just don't know your direction just yet. Lovely. Let's just go to the mistake number 2, lack of research. The truth is that most of you, including myself, the maximum that you ever do before you sign in the paper to be part of that university is check the module, if we do that. And then you come across not being happy with the credits, with the subjects, with the exposure that that university helps you to get a job. And I feel like that's the mistake. It's not enough for you to check the modules. It's not enough for you to just see the position or the ranking of that university. So how do you do your research properly? Number 1, LinkedIn has to become your best friend. You go on LinkedIn and you check the university. You check for alumni in that university. Study them, see where do they work, and see what are the industries they work in, what are the companies. Are this aligned with your next steps? You cannot just go and study and thinking that that would be it. Like, it's just like when you go for a promotion. You don't take that job for that job. You take that job for the next job. It's the same thing with universities. You choose that university, that master's degree, that bachelor, not for that bachelor, for what that can give you afterwards. So that's why it's so important to know most of the people in that university, in which industries are they, in which companies, are you interested in that? So let's say that you have found that in that university specifically, there is enough students within the industry you want to work in, ideally even within the companies that you want to work in. So let's say that University A, you have found that there's enough people in the industries that you want to work in, as well as there's a couple of companies that you think would be really cool to start your career in. You reach out to the alumni directly, and I've drafted a message that could really help you connect with those people. So let's say that you want to contact Nick. He studies at Imperial and he is in the consulting industry. You address him on LinkedIn, you can connect with him directly. I would say that during this time it's worth to get the LinkedIn Premium because you can get it for a month for free, and it's worth because you can send longer messages. So let's say that you want to contact Nick because he is working in the company that you want and he's doing also the degree that you want to study. You just say, hey Nick, I hope you're doing well. I came across your profile while researching people who studied Masters of Marketing at Imperial College, and now you're working in the industry, let's say retail and Adidas. I'm currently considering applying to Imperial for the same program, and I would love to get your honest take on how this shaped your career, both in terms of skills and helping you break into the industry. If you have a few minutes, I would really appreciate hearing from your experience and whether you feel the degree made a real difference for you. Thank you so much, and I completely understand if you're busy. Even a short reply would mean a lot. Best, Cindy. This is a clear message. You're not just asking, hey, how's your experience at university? You're going specific. You're telling them, I want to know how this investment you made, treat it as such because it is. It's time investment and money investment. How this investment helped them get to the career they wanted, the career that you want to build. This is why it's so important that the message is specific. You don't want to just go very generic. You want to ask, how did it help to get that career? Like, for example, in my case, knowing someone at the Imperial allowed me to get my first interview. And this would have never happened if I would have not had that connection. And this is very crucial. Let's say that Nick has come back to you and you are happy with his answers. Now, my advice to you is contacting as many people as you can, especially because not everyone is going to respond back in time for you to go for the next step. The next step, once everyone came back to you, or at least, 3 or 4 people, and you were happy with the response and you want to go further and know more about the degree. This is only when you contact admission. Most people, including myself, I contact an admission team right away. That's not how you do that. You make sure you do your homework first. You understand if that's even something you want to invest in, and then you contact the university. You ask them about module or the credits if you haven't found it online. Most of universities is quite easy to find it online, so just do that as well. But in reality, what you really want to know from the admission team is knowing who are they bringing in, meaning who are the speakers, Who are the companies they bring in? You want to make sure that that university is giving you the enough exposure that you need. So when contacting them, you want to make sure that you ask, what are the speakers for the year that you want to study there? What industries are they planning to bring for career fairs? And also you want to make sure that they give you the 5 industries that most of the students end up in. This is very specific, but this is going to help you build that network within that university, which most people don't treat it that way. But in reality, that's why you're studying. You're not only studying because you're going to know more about marketing, about finance, about accounting. You're studying because you're building the stepstone that will allow you to get the job. Now, all this research, ideally, you should do it in 2 to 3 weeks. I'm saying 2 to 3 weeks because it takes some time for people to get back at you. And then it takes also time for the admission team to get back at you. But once that's done, you have all the necessary information you need to be able to take an informed decision. So in short, how do you make sure that you don't make a bad investment in your degree? First, know your why. Why are you studying this? And how does this thing really help you to the next thing you want to do? How is this helping you to get the job? Is it even needed for you to get the job you want? All of these questions you need to know before you apply. So make sure you have full clarity on that. Number 2, you make sure that the university can give you the context you need in the industry and ideally even in the companies you want to work for. But you can't do that if you don't know what you want to do. You can't know if the university is even offering you this if you don't know where you stand with the industry you want to work in, where you stand with the companies. That's why the first part is crucial. So once you know that, you have to find out from the university before you go there. Like I said, you have to contact the alumni, do your own research, ask the admission team to give you some data on what are the main companies that students go for, what are the main industries. All this information is crucial for your decision. And number 3, you contact the people that graduated from that university because honestly, only them can tell you if that was a good investment. But you have to read through the bullshit. I'm sorry, but it's true because the thing is that most people don't want to say that didn't really do much for them, that, you know, the 30, 14, whatever the hell they paid for was not worth it. No one wanted to tell you this. Like that's not something it's easy for me to say that on camera and to everyone that, hey, that was a bad investment and that was a 1-year waste of my time. No one wants to say that. And that's why it's so important to make that message very tailored, because you asking them how by studying there, it allowed them to get that job. If clear answers such as, oh, you know, actually I had a career fair that allowed me to get my first internship, which that actually happens a lot in good universities. Or, you know, an alumni opened me the door and allowed me to interview for this job. There's many ways that you can see that degree was worth it. And normally it's because it's the stepping stone for their first step into the industry that they wanted to work in. If you don't hear any of this thing, like any connection to the degree and how they got their first job or how they got into the industry, I'm not very sure that that was a good investment for them. Because if they got into the industry without even having to study there, then what was the point? So that's why you have to make sure that there's some link there, because everyone's gonna tell you, yeah, that was a good investment. But we know better than that. Now, if you don't know your why, please don't panic. Honestly, most of people don't know their why. I've seen people in their 40s, goddammit, that they don't know their why. They've been in that industry, in that career for 20 years, and they still don't know why they're doing it. So give yourself a break. It's fine. However, I do think it's crucial for you to put that effort at the beginning of your career, because that allows you to live more aligned with what you want and more aligned with what you desire. And honestly, what better way to live than feeling fulfilled and feeling that you're doing a thing that matters to you. And this is why I made this video, linked somewhere here. And that being said, thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you for giving me your time. And I really hope that this helped you to feel that you're not alone if you made the same stupid mistake that I made. And in case you have not made that just yet, good for you. Hopefully this video is really gonna help you take that decision. Till next time, bye.